Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tehillim Treasures, where we will plumb the beautiful depths and treasures of Tehillim from the very beginning of Tehillim to the end of David HaMelech's masterpiece. This episode is brought to you by Chazaq. Chazaq is an organization that helps public school children become Shomrei Torah mitzvahs, exposes them to the beauty of Torah and mitzvahs. Imagine for a moment you're standing in a store or you're walking down the street. You know the neighbor. You've known them for many years. You see their children riding their bike in the driveway. And you know they're Jewish. But now there's someone who can help them take the next step. And that is Chazaq, with countless programs after school and other wonderful programs to help expose them to the beauty of Yiddishkeit. If you know someone or know someone that knows someone that can help these children, then please email at psty@chazaq.org. This episode is also brought to you by Chickens for Shabbos. Chickens for Shabbos is exactly what it says it is, plus more. There are many people. There are Melamdim's children. There are Agunis. There are Grushis. There are families that do not have simple essentials for Shabbos and for life. Whatever they need, Chickens for Shabbos is there to provide. Please do your utmost to help in any way you can. We can Kuf Yud Tes, the longest kapitel in Sefer Tehillim. Interesting. Kuf Yud Zayin was the shortest, and Kuf Yud Tes is the longest. Kuf Yud Zayin is 2 psukim, is 100. The longest parsha in the Torah is Parshas Nasai, 176 psukim. The longest in Shas is Maseches Baba Basra, 176 blot. That is way too coincident. All of them are 176. And I once heard that there are 22 letters to the Hebrew alphabet, Aleph through Taf. And the number 7 is the greatest number within nature, but the number of supernatural, the number of Lamala Min HaTeva, when you take the letters of Lashon HaKodesh and you bring them into the supernatural, into the realm of 8, you have 107. 22 times 8 is 176. So the spitz of Tehillim and the spitz of the Torah and the spitz of the Gemara, the epitome, the peak, the highest level is 176. Thus we have 176 psukim in Kapitel Kuf Yud Tes. Pretty cool. But I'd like to focus on, we say, Oilulei soiras chawawa shashu wawaboy awawazavadeti ashuhai beautiful. Mordechai ben David. Had your Torah not been my preoccupation, then I would have perished in my affliction. If I didn't have you, Torah, I would be completely lost. And the truth is that without Torah and without everything that we have from Torah, Klal Yisrael would be lost. That which has kept us alive throughout the generations is Torah. In the most difficult times, the most challenging, it's always been Torah. And Torah is not only our life, it is the source of life for the Jewish people from the beginning of time until now. There has never been 1 minute in the history of the world, from the moment the Torah was given until now, never been 1 minute ever when Torah has not been learned. Torah is always being learned somewhere, whether it's in America or Australia. The Torah is what keeps the world alive. I want to share with you one very, very nice, beautiful idea. And it was really based on a very cute story. I'm once in a while to beagle. If not, then Rabbi kind to me, and he sends me the svarim, and he gives me a little preview beforehand. Just to go to his father. He would smile, and he would laugh at the amount of svarim that people buy, even though it was parnasa, and it was amazing, and it's been going on for 80 years, Beagleize, and maybe even more. And a number of years ago, I was in the svarim bookstore, and I see somebody walks in, and he says, "I'm looking for a bar mitzvah present." He goes, "Bar mitzvah present? What do you want for bar mitzvah?" Finally, the fellow says, actually quite foolishly, he says, "I want something that he's going to use." And Mr. Beagleize turns around and he says, "You want to get him something? Buy him a yo-yo." And it's very, very cute, because that's true. A lot of times, yeshiva bachim don't, and bar mitzvah any young to use them. Nevertheless, the is sha'ashuai. It is our plaything. It is that which we revel in the yo-yo itself, and the fact that it goes up, and then just all that, we just cherish it. And the way to get the sipuk hanefesh and the joy is only by understanding that the Torah is the yo-yo. The Torah needs to become your toy. Torah is not meant to be painful. Torah is meant to be joyful. And of course it will be joyful. Sometimes kids have a very hard time getting to that point. Find Torah learning very difficult, and they don't find the geschmack in it. But encourage them to ask around, to ask others, to share their ideas of Torah and their approach to Torah, and they will soon see that people Kuf Chaf. And Kapitel next group of Tehillim. Some of these will be very, very familiar to you. One of them, the one that we begin with, is not such a... It's the Shir Amalos, the song of the steps. Because there were 15 steps that led from the Ezras Yisrael to the Ezras Noshim. And on each of and they would sing each of the 15 Shir Amalos. So again, 15 steps, 15 songs of Shir Amalos, each one corresponding to the next. Now, the number 15 is also symbolic of Kibikah. And not only that, the number of 15 can be divided in between me of another. It's interesting that the numerical value for the word remia, trickery, is the gematria of ha'amaleki, the trickster of the nations, the most crooked of the nations. And the Yud of Hashem's name, and Hashem created Olam Haba and Olam Hazeh with the Yud and the Hey. And it's important for us to realize that Hashem's world is a world of truth. A world where and Olam Haba both created with the name of Hashem. But the world of Amalek is the world of trickery and lies. There's a magnificent story, a very, very powerful story that took place with Reb Shimon Schwab. Reb Shimon Schwab tells over the story in Reb Schwab on Chumash. The story appears. He went to the store one Friday to carry out an errand for his mother. She was at the store and she decided, well, he was not given permission to buy the chocolate bar. In those days, people didn't just chocolate bars. You need permission to buy a chocolate bar? Yeah, you need permission to buy a chocolate bar. In the Schwab home. And he, with some of the change, bought the chocolate bar and he stuck. He gets home and his mother asked him for the change and he to the chocolate bar sticking out of his pocket, and she remembered that she had not given him permission to go buy the chocolate bar. And he made up a story. And that night before the Shabbos Suda, so Opa Schwab, Shimon Schwab's father, got up and he said, "Child, come here, let me give you a bracha." And then he turned to Shimon and he said, "Shimon, your mother told me that you didn't tell the truth today. If you don't tell the truth, you don't get a bracha." That Friday, Shimon Schwab did not receive bracha. But he did receive one of the most powerful lessons he would ever have in life. And that is, if you lie, you will regret it forever. We have to remember to be true to our word. And we have to remember that the Ribbono Shel Olam created the world built on truth. So in this, the first of the steps, in the very beginning, Svat Sheker, save me from the lying, Milashon Remiyah, the tongue of deceit. And rising, you want to keep on growing, you want to receive all the brachas in the world, then you better not lie. If you do, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Until next time, sei gesund.